What's up, everybody? I'm Dave Miranda, and this is episode 90 of Just Give Me 5. Hope you guys are doing great. Continue to be amazing. We got a really awesome show lined up for you today. But first, here's a word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Del Moore. Del Moore is a real estate company formed by Sonia Moreno and David Delgado. Their focus and commitment is to always innovate and improve the process of buying and selling a home in Arizona's ever-changing market. So if you're looking to buy a home, make sure you contact Del Moore, a new real estate experience. If you guys caught episode 89, you saw we had none other than the one and only Coach Clarence. And let me tell you, man, to be around at that time, and have that much of an influence in the culture at such a early stage of hip hop era, you know what I mean? The NWA, affiliation, Ice Cube, being the only group from the Southwest at that time to perform at Rap Mania, it just doesn't get any better than that, And I love what he's doing with his podcast. I just always love good comeback stories, period. You know what I mean? It's like you can see the trials and tribulations an individual goes through, and then to see them transition and go into just greatness, and just overcome any obstacles. I just love that kind of stuff, man. It always makes good stories. So it was truly an honor to have Coach Clarence on the show, and I wish you nothing but continued blessings, my brother, and thank you for being a part of this history that we are creating here. All right. But today's guest has been a pioneer in the Arizona hip-hop scene for over 2 decades now. We're going to talk about his early upbringings in Chicago, and then when he transitioned to Arizona. We're going to talk about him being in Bionic Jive and touring with them. We're also going to talk about him hosting the Blunt Club for many years, his brain bully hypnosis therapy, and so much more. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you Emerg Mcvay.
All right, y'all, what's poppin', man? This is Emerg Mcvay, the brain bully, man. And all I'm saying, shawty, is just give me 5, man. Just give me 5 of them. Man, growing up in Chicago, the hip-hop scene, man, when I first really started digging into hip-hop, it was corny to be a hip-hopper. You know what I'm saying? We talking 87, 88, 89. Those years were when I really started to go hard in hip-hop. But back then in hip-hop, you just couldn't be an MC. You had to embody all the elements of hip-hop, So you had to learn how to graffiti write. I had niggas that passed me the alphabet so I could learn how to tag, and you had to learn how to DJ. I had motherfuckers give me, back then we was DJing on the techniques, but they had the roll pitch. You know what I'm saying? And you had to learn how to break dance. Yeah, and even though, excuse me, even though they didn't consider beatboxing the fifth element yet at that time, you know what I'm saying? You had to know how to do it all, you know what I'm saying? So we were running around and we were actually, embodying the whole culture of hip hop, And back then everybody understood that hip hop was the culture, it wasn't the music. Rap, yeah, rhyming and rap was the music. And so back then that's what it was. And on the rhyming side, back then, man, I was running with some heavyweights before they was heavyweights. I was fucking with Kanye. I battled Rhyme Fest. I beat Rhyme Fest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Rhyme Fest used to live down the street from me. I lived on Bennett. He lived right down the corner, right around the corner. And I was fucking with a lot of the heavyweights like DJ Ferris, and I never really fucked with Juice personally, but Juice was mashing the scene. But Juice was more like, he was more upper echelon, because back then when you could go off the top, you was everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So, but I ran through Juice in some circles, and I used to fuck with the graffiti community heavily, you know what I'm saying? We had a legendary b-boy back then called Upski, you know what I'm saying? Upski was the man, you know what I'm saying? He had wrote this famous book called Bomb in the Suburbs. I don't know if you should check that out, it's a shit. Bomb in the Suburbs, yeah. hip hop was real special back then. I used to listen to this radio station called WHBK. It was a college radio station, High Park College radio station, and it was the purest hip hop radio station that you could ever hear in your life. I don't care where you go. There's no station in New York that could fuck with it, nothing. And you know, Chicago was big on house music too. So back then, the slogan for the radio station was absolutely positively no house people allowed. You can't even come in here. And back then, that's when we used to get the real shit, like Stricky Love and goddamn it, man, you know, you name it, man. You know what I'm saying? I knew about a lot of these artists for a lot of, you know, mainstream cat knew because we used to get that from them. And then we had another little college radio station called KKC. They used to play that stuff. So back then in Chicago, it taught me the purity of the game. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm such a stickler for being the gatekeeper now, and standing on my square when it comes to MCing, because I done been through a lot of shit just to rap. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like motherfuckers don't get a chance to just play with us like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it was. And then, but I had to get out of there, man, because, you know, there's only so much you can do in the city dangerous like that. And, you know, you can stay there. You can still do your thing. You can stay there, whatever. But with me, I just decided, man, nah, man. You know, I need to see some other shit. Plus, I play sports, too. Okay. So I ended up just going to college. And then I went to, I played basketball, football, and baseball. But I went and played a little bit in high school. I played a little bit of basketball in college. Mostly. I was going to play football in college, but in practice, they fucked my knee up. So I was like, nah, I'm cool on that. But I went to college, you know, in Iowa. It was a culture shock. Because that was, I went to college in Iowa, man. And shit, up until I was like really like 17, that was the first time I ever really associated with white people.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? It was crazy as fuck to me, yeah, because growing up, the only white person I really knew was my English teacher in high school.
Because you were on the south side.
Yeah, on the south side, southeast.
You know, north side, the Cubs.
Yeah. Nah, that shit was like, that shit might as well have been California to me. Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't go up there unless you go like Navy Pier. Like, I would see white people sometimes. Right. Like, if I went way up there, I'd see them. Or if we was like little kids and we went on a field trip to like the Capitol or some shit, you know what I'm saying? And it was weird. We'd be looking at them, they looking at us like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? So, but when I got to Iowa, you know, Iowa really made me really dig in with my pen, because hip hop is all I really had when I got there. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I really got into my shit then.
You in like Des Moines area? Or
I was in Dubuque, bro. Dubuque, fucking Iowa. Okay. I still got a warrant for my arrest out in that motherfucker right now. Fucked up. But thank God for Dubuque, because if it wasn't for the hustling, you know what I'm saying, I would have never got here. Right. You know what I'm saying? I got caught up in some bullshit, and them niggas said they was gonna come get me, and I told them niggas, I guarantee you wasn't getting me. And they said, we bet you we do, and I said, I bet you the fuck you don't. And that was Christmas Eve, 1996. And January 5th, 1997, I was in Phoenix, Arizona, and I've been here ever since. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. For sure, that's what's up. So now we here, man, and I am an Arizonian. Fuck that. No doubt. This place been good to me. A lot of the greatest shit that ever happened to me in my life happened right here. You know, from having a big-ass record deal to having one of the biggest record deals on this soil to this date. And not only that, but being able to scour the land and reinvent myself 3 times in one generation of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you know what? I really felt like being a hip hop dude would have been different. But I got a chance to tour on the rock side of shit, still with hip hoppers though. So I was looked at as a rock star, but I'm still a hip hopper because I'm still spitting, and we were actually touring. And here's a funny story, right? So Akko, I'll make it fast too. Akko was fucking with Larry and them. He was recording his album, and while he was waiting to record his album, Larry and them were already Bionic Jive. Neither I or Akko was in the group yet.
Correct.
So the singer fucked around and was late or some crazy shit, mispractice or something.
Yeah.
I think he was late.
Okay.
And it was cutting into Akko's session. Akko was waiting to record.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was just there as a an MC. It was Larry's studio, and Larry's gonna engineer his music.
He was just a client.
Yeah, he's just a client. He was just sitting there.
Right.
So while they waiting on this nigga to show up,
Yeah.
Akko gets on the microphone with them on the instruments and just start freestyling. They was like, hold on,
Right.
wait a minute,
Might have something.
we might have something. So they started playing around. Next thing you know, I think, if I ain't mistaken, now you can probably check with Larry and them the facts, but I think they fired the singer that day or maybe 2 or 3 days later. So then they hurry up and cut a couple of records, them and Akko.
Yeah.
At that particular time, me and Akko was locked in on the hip hop tip. We both were solo artists, but Akko would be like, whenever I perform, you hype for me. Whenever he perform, I hype for him, vice versa, because we stood on the no main vocal shit forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So he was my hype man, I was his. So but I was anti-rock music. I ain't fuck with that shit. I was too pure in hip hop to be like, man, get that shit the fuck away from me. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, man, just come to rehearsal, man. I need you to help because I got this show coming up with Fishbone and Sir Mix-a-Lot and all these niggas. So I'm like, all right, cool, fuck it. So I go in the studio and I grab the mic for the first time with live instruments and doing rock music. And I start freestyling.
Okay.
And they did the same thing. Oh, wait a minute.
Might have something.
We might have something. Let's investigate this shit.
Right.
So me and Akko did, they had already had a couple songs going though. Okay. So I just jumped in. I was just a hype man at first.
Yeah.
I wasn't part of the writing process. I wasn't part of any of that. I was just hype man. But then now they needed to write more music because we had just picked up an attorney. Big Shot All Stars has shot us an attorney. Okay. Shout out to Big Shot All Stars. We had some heavyweights back then as well. But this city back then, oh my fucking God, bro. The talent, oh my God. So Big Shot All Stars has shot us the attorney, a cat named Michael McCoy. Michael McCoy came down and seen us at the Boston's. Boston's, goddamn it, they would have fried me if I wouldn't have been there. Remember that? Boston's, right? So Boston's, we did a show at Boston's. Mike McCoy came through. He saw us. He said, fuck that, I'm going to get you guys a record deal. So right then and there, we got to write now. Okay. So we got in the studio and and I got to writing with them. Right. Then they came to me and was like, hey, man, do you want to be part of Bionic Jive? Yeah. And I'm like, hell yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was the last person to get in, but I was the first one to get inked up. There you go. You know what I'm saying? So we got to writing, and then at that particular time, there was a TV show that came on called Farm Club, right? Farm Club was a television show that came on right after the WWE. And what Farm Club was a music show that was put on by Jimmy Iovine and Ted Fields. And what they used to do was they used to put one unsigned band with a bunch of huge ass bands, and they would incorporate that band inside of that whole thing. But the unsigned band that got picked, they would fly the cameraman down and do this whole little special on you and how you got chosen and shit. So we saw that shit and we was like, okay, fuck it, we gonna upload. We uploaded. At the same time, Mike had set up some showcases for us. Okay. We had the West Coast showcase at the Viper Room, and the East Coast showcase was supposed to be at CBGB's, right? Yeah. Bam, we get to motherfucking the Viper Room. Yeah. While we at the Viper Room, we crushed the motherfucking showcase. Yeah. We had a true label bidding war for us at that time. DreamWorks wanted us, Arista wanted us, Maverick wanted us, all the subsidiaries of Jimmy Iovine shit, Interscope, Geffen, A&M, Universal, Capitol, MCA. Yo, all them motherfuckers wanted us, right? We crushed it. At the same time, when we uploaded, we had got chosen to be on Farm Club. So it's weird shit. So the A&R Farm Club, name was Brian Whitmer, he was there also. So he came over to us like, yo, we already chose y'all, blah, 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 Skippy, woo, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should play the show before you go do the CBGB thing. So we like, all right, cool. So we got chosen to be on the show. Our show we did was with MDMFK, right? I think they was KDMFM or something like that, but then they switched it, right? So it's MDMFK, and then it was System of a Down, Beat Junkies, Scratch Pickles, and Cash Money. That was the show that we was on, right? So Cash Money, Lil Wayne, Baby, Birdman, them niggas, yeah. Back then, though.
Remember, it was Cash Money Players.
Yeah. No, Cash Money Records. So Birdman, all them cats. So we did that show. After we did that show, we didn't get a chance to go do the CBGB show. Cause this is weird shit, right? We upstairs in the green room after we taped. This little motherfucker knocked on the door, boom, 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 boom. He was like, man, what's up, fellas? We like, hey, what's up, man? They like, he said, man, y'all attorney in here? And we like, yeah. So we like, Mike, man, some motherfucker at the door for you, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know who he was, right? So Mike go out on the patio, talk to the cat, came back in. Him and the dude came back in. And Mike was like, yeah, gentlemen, let me introduce y'all to Jimmy Iovine. We was like, what the fuck? Like, what's up, man? That motherfucker said, man, welcome to Interscope Records. We was like, are you fucking serious? So we shot back here. Everybody's still working their jobs and shit. I remember the day that the contract was official and it was signed and everything was faxed over and everything. Man, I was working at Direct Marketing Services on Cave Creek and Bell. Okay. I was a supervisor for Nextel. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was a manager on the floor and shit, and the way that you get my attention, if you needed help with something, they would do like this. Yeah. And when I got the call, they say, man, he said, man, it's official, Merge, man, you officially on Interscope Records. And I know what the signing bonus was. I was like, man, so I had to just wait 10 days for my shit to clear through escrow. We had got $77,000 a piece. So I went from being broke to having 70 racks in my bank account like that. You know what I'm saying? Man, as soon as he said that, on God and the rest of them 11 motherfuckers that was at the table with him, G, I hung that phone up and walked right to them motherfuckers, said, it's been smooth. I appreciate you. Right. Thank you for the job. I'm out of here. And I walked right out the door. And I was walking out the door, the motherfuckers was, yeah, get the fuck out of here, I'm gone. Yeah, man, so, you know, we recorded, man, you know, we did the whole recording process. It was a dope experience, man, because we got to go live in LA and really soak in the Hollywood vibe and, you know, re-recorded in some of the biggest studios. What year was this? This was 2001, right there, 2001. We signed May 26th. It was either 2000, 2001. We actually signed on Richard's birthday, the bass player. Okay. So, you know, we did the whole record. Did the whole record, and everything went well. Yeah. And then we were back out here, and we were ready to roll the record out. Right. So we got here, and we was doing a spot date at the Celebrity Theater with D12, nice. Right? Yeah. So that day, before we got on stage, I saw Proof downstairs. And this is a true story, bro. You can ask the bandmates. We will eventually fucked with D12 because of our affiliation and our product managers and the A&Rs that we had and all that shit at Interscope. But I was personally one of the reasons that it really happened, because I went to Proof and said some real shit. I said, man, we just got here, bro, and I ain't even gonna fuck with you. I wanna ride your coattail. What's up? And he was like, that's the realest shit anybody ever said. I'll be right back. And true story, and he left the green room in the Celebrity, ran upstairs, Came right back down and he was like, y'all on tour with us. I said, get the fuck out of here. He was like, yeah, for sure. Had your manager call them and boom, boom, boom. So boom, bam, boom. Now we on the Devil's Night tour. Just like that. And it was us, D12, Cottonmouth Kings, and damn, who else was on that fucking tour? But that's how I ended up meeting my brothers at Cottonmouth Kings, man. You know, my brothers for life, you know what I'm saying? And man, that shit was crazy because right after that tour, we toured with them for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And then we end up doing that epic shit with Nas.
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness.
Brother.
Esco, man.
Let me tell you something. To see that man do one mic every night on the side of the stage, backstage like this, it gave me chills. It's giving me chills now. Just to think about it, bro, it's crazy. I seen him do Ether every night. Fuck Jay-Z, that shit was crazy. Now I'm saying we got to do that, and then we did the anger management tour with Eminem and Proper Roach and all that shit. And then, you know, Fred got to hating on us and shit. Fred Durst, hell yeah, man, fuck that nigga, man.
Why was he hating, man? Just because he felt the similarities or something?
Well, when we was on the anger management tour, it was the Executioners first.
Yes.
Us next. We were second. And then it was Exhibit right after us. Then it was Ludacris. Then it was Papa Roach. And then it was Eminem. Right. So we was killing it every night, bro. Every fucking night. 20,000, 18,000, 30,000. Whatever the numbers were, we were the only band that probably only had maybe a tenth of people who knew where we were. But after that night, we was crushing it. So while we was out blazing the trail, Wes Borland had quit Limp Bizkit.
Okay.
The guitar player.
Yeah.
He quit.
Okay.
And then Limp had went on this whole motherfucking tour of free shows trying to find somebody to replace him. All while that's happening, we're growing. And we're label mates. So then Fred went and did some whole shit. He went and got on TRL with a Def Jam shirt on. I don't know if y'all remember that. Look it up on YouTube. Yeah, he went on TRL with a Def Jam shirt on. And when he did that, I don't know, I guess Jimmy might have got spooked or whatever, I don't understand. But right after that, Jimmy ended up giving him the VP of A&R, gave him 2 imprints. That's how Stain and Puddle of Mud got here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because both of them on 2 different situations, but Fred run both of them. Yeah, exactly. So that's how we end up on the shelf. We got shelf right after the tour. You know what I'm saying? So we just decided to get off Interscope, which was stupid. In hindsight. At the moment, it was the right thing to do. But in hindsight, just to have that label, you know, name attached to you, still, because what happened was we was Farm Club Interscope. Right? But then when Farm Club went under, the artists that they were going to keep, they had to move them around to either one of the other subsidiaries, or they were going to pick them up wholeheartedly. So we ended up doing another showcase for Eminem, Timbaland, Paul Rosenberg, Doug Morris, Jimmy, Ted Fields. There was some Rough Rider representatives in there. All the motherfuckers that wanted to pick us up. M wanted to pick us up. So we was finna be shady in the scope. Right? But then B Club wanted us. That's Timbaland. So we was gonna be B Club in the scope. M had just, Bubba Sparks had just got signed to B Club. Obi Trice and 50 Cent had just got signed to Shady. You know what I'm saying? So Jimmy was like, fuck that. Y'all gonna be Interscope. So we were just straight Interscope, no subsidiary. We thought that was a blessing, but that ended up being a curse because Jimmy Iovine was our politics in the game. And if who gonna fuck over him? He drop us, who gonna pick us up? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna do that? So, but we didn't know that. So, And that's how that ended up going down, man. And we ended up, trying to get another record deal. And a bunch of motherfuckers wanted to sign us. But at the end of the day, when some shit got ready to go down, you can already tell what was going down. Like somebody probably came to him like, man, you really want to do that?
Somebody slipped the bug in the air.
You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, you can't fuck with the big dog. Because that motherfucker got Sting.
Of course.
He got not just U2, but he got Bono and U2. He got Sting and the Police. He got Eminem. He had the fucking Rough Riders. That nigga had everybody, bro. Gwen Stefani, and no doubt. This motherfucker had everybody. So, man, listen, Dr. Dre, did all that shit. So, that's what it was, man. So then we ended up just doing a lot of independent shit, you know what I'm saying, still stomping the grounds around here. And then as it started to fizzle out, I had to be like, well, what am I gonna do? Because we getting older, kids growing up, the game is changing. Because all that shit was pre-internet. Well, pre-Napster, let me say. Pre-Napster. All of that was pre-Napster. But now, we saw the game going to this point. Well, I could say we kind of had a glimpse of the game getting to this point. Nobody really know how this was going to turn out. But we had a glimpse of it, seeing what was going on. And I was just on the hunt at that particular time to figure out what can I do to be able to still be an entertainer but not have to deal with the ageism of hip hop. Ooh, so we was on the anger management tour, right? So we was getting ready to come home because we knew that we was going through this little fuck shit with these niggas up there. So Keith Nichols, which is the family that owned Boston's and the PI, he was our tour manager. Okay. So Keith had got on the phone and called Dumper. Okay. And called Dumper and said, hey man, when we come home, we want to start a poetry night. Right. Something, but spoken word poetry night, right? Yeah. So him and Dumper got together and did it at his family bar at the Priceless. Okay. And the original Blunt Club was just a spoken word poetry night. Yeah. So when we set it up when we came home, and it was on Thursdays, of course. Yeah. So every Thursday, people would come in and do their spoken word poetry, right? Yeah. Then motherfuckers started wanting to spice it up, so they'll bring like a little drummer with them while they do their poem, blah, 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 whatever. Right. Then motherfuckers started wanting to recite their poem over beats. Right. And then motherfuckers wanted to freestyle. And then from freestyling, this happened. And next thing you know, we like, damn. Right. So next thing you know, we like, fuck. So Dumper, being the dope motherfucker that he is, he assembled a team and just turned it into a celebration of the elements of hip hop. Yeah, man. I was the host from day one up until year 8. Wow. I did 8 and then I dropped out. And we just celebrated 20. So right now, if I'm not mistaken, because there was a lot of shit that was running. There was a lot of hip hop nights that were big around the country. There was some in LA, some in New York and shit like that. But if I'm not mistaken, in its original format with the same name and the same following and everything, I think we might be the longest running hip hop situation in history of the game. I believe so. Yeah, 20 years now. Yeah. But that was part my baby, because he and I was on the bus brainstorming about what should we do. Yeah. And I gave the suggestion. He was like, okay, cool. He made the call. Dumper put it in motion. So, and then it just became this thing, man. My bad, Emerg. I don't mean to cut you off. It was when you say he, you talk about Keith. Keith, yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, Keith made the call. Dumper put things in motion. We all came together as a team. Yeah. Dumper brought a couple more people in. Okay. And then as the demand to be there grew, we started to evolve and adjust and switch. And then next thing you know, it became this thing for hip hop. And then I grabbed the mic and said, hey man, this is for the writers, the breakers, the DJs, and the MCs. Please stay up on your knowledge of hip hop. That was the slogan every week. You know what I'm saying? And then we ran with it, and of course, you know what we became. You know, what I loved about it is I got to be right there in an intimate setting with some of the dopest motherfuckers that ever do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Right there with them. I stood on stage with Public Enemy for 2 fucking hours. The Blunt Club was the shit, bro. I mean, like, and it still is the shit, not was, because it's not dead. It's just that now it was crazy to be at the 20 year and see people in there drinking with their kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, bro, we've been doing this shit for a minute. You know, they're like, oh, this is my daughter. And this your who? And the daughter got a beer. Well, how old is she? Oh, she's 26. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So I noticed, like, man, I'm about to be 50, bro. I'm glad that it's still running and, you know, Dumper them still doing their thing, man. I can't be involved the way I used to, but I got some new shit going on. So, you know, it's still Blunt Club on mine, though. Ooh-wee. Well, right now, man, the new moniker is Emerg Mcvay, the brain bully. I am the hood hypnotist, and I'm here to talk my shit. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. I have officially married hypnosis and hip hop, the culture of the game that we live in. I brought it over to the hypnosis community, and that's what I'm doing now, man. I really, right now, man, not bragging anything, but I just been doing it for a long time, and I just really feel like right now I'm one of the best in the world at hypnosis right now. And I am one of a kind because not only am I a real MC, but I actually can spit, and I dare motherfucker to try me because that's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? But hypnosis is what I've been doing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm clinically certified as a hypnotherapist. I'm versed in transpersonal hypnotherapy, which is fears, phobias, and addictions. I'm a master street and stage hypnotist, and I'm a master of stage hypnosis and street hypnosis. Also, I'm an instructor of hypnosis as well. So that's what I do, and I tour. You know, I do shows around the country right now, just going and doing like high schools and colleges, and I go viral probably. I went viral 4 times this year already, because I make bitches have orgasms without touching them. Okay. That's what I do. Man, we was in Vegas, man. I don't know if I was with the band or if I was with a bitch. I forget what it was, but I went to go see a hypnotist out there while I was there. And I was like the tarot card readers or something? No, hypnosis, live hypnosis show, yeah. Gotcha, okay. So motherfucker was got up there and did what they did. Yeah. And I said, damn. Right. Is this shit real? Right. Maybe it is. So at the end of the show, dude told the broad on stage, he said, hey, when you leave, from the time you leave the stage to the time you walk out of the venue, everybody that shake your hand, you're going to have an orgasm. Wow. So I'm still questioning if this shit real. Right. So I beeline over there and shake the bitch hand. I'm like, fuck it. I shake her hand, and she started coming. And when she started squeezing my hand, she down there broke my shit. I was like, oh, that ain't fake. Wow. That's real. And he called it. He told her that. He said, from the time you leave here to the time you walk out of the door, anybody that touch your hand, you're going to have an orgasm. So I shook her hand, and she let me know that shit was real. So right then and there, I was like, damn. Right. So when I got home, I was up in the thrift store, and I pulled out a book, and the first book I touched said Learn Hypnosis. Wow, man. I said, okay. That was a sign. Right, so I started studying, found out that Arizona teaches hypnotherapy here in Phoenix. Okay. So I went to enroll in a school called SWEHA, which is, Southwest Institute of Healing Arts. I went over there, got my situation together in hypnotherapy and life coaching and aromatherapy, and shit, if I would have stayed 12 hours longer, I would be a motherfucking ordained minister too. You know what I'm saying? But when the class was over with, I was like, man, I don't know about this scriptnosis shit, because they was just had us just like reading scripts to people in clinic and shit like that. I was like, this shit got to be different. So I reached out to some other guys, and I reached out to this cat that's down in Fort Hood. Okay. You know, them real motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so nigga agreed to teach me. I paid him the money, and he showed me the game. You know, and ever since then, I've been on the tear. And now recently, as of recently, I'm fast as I drop somebody is 3 seconds. From beginning to end. Your eyes open in 3 seconds, you land on the floor. Don't know what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm on right now, man. Brain bully shit, teaching it, healing the world, man. You know what I'm saying? With depression, anxiety, anger, pain, PTSD, smoking, whatever it is, man, we help you get rid of that shit. You know what, man? Honestly, I can feel it, bro. Cause everywhere I go, people be like, "What's up, bro? How you doing?" Like, I don't got no enemies on the street. I was talking to a lady friend of mine the other day, and I was telling her that the one thing that I appreciate is not having fame, but having notoriety. Because a lot of people know me, but they know me from the work I do. In whatever capacity it is. Some people know me to be a rhymer. Some people know me from Bionic Jive. Some people know me from hypnosis. And some people know me for just being a 100% generally good man. You know what I'm saying? So I can feel the love, bro. And I'm glad that it's like that because it's fucked up out here, homie. It's real bad out here. And especially for my kind. But Arizona been so good to me, man. So I ain't got no complaints about this place. And I really, being from Chicago, I hate when motherfuckers be around and talking about, man, these niggas down here, these niggas, man, go home. The fuck out of here. Right. You know what I'm saying? Please get the fuck out. Please. Man, hurry up, man. We just, it's one less nigga under this palm tree. Shit, I need all this shade. Fuck is you talking about? So, yeah. So that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I am an Arizonian by way of Illinois. A's up, goddammit. First of all, let me say this. It is Bionic Jive forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Blunt Club forever. I want to say, I want to give a big shout out to the Arizona hypnosis community, the Arizona hip hop community, everybody that's part of the culture, man. Just shout out and just stay good people. I don't want to single out no individual, and because I would have to sit here all day, all the motherfuckers I know. But if I fuck with you, you know what I'm saying. And if I don't fuck with you, let's get involved. You know what I'm saying? No hate, nothing but love, all under the umbrella of hip hop, because that's why we here. So, you know what I'm saying? Catch me, The Brain Bully, on IG, The Brain Bully 74 on TikTok, Emerg Mcvay on YouTube, Emerg Mcvay, The Brain Bully on Facebook. And if you see me at your girlfriend crib, don't shoot me, nigga. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing.
And there you have it. Man, shout out to Emerg. You know what I'm saying? Emerg has been that dude in the scene for so many years. He's absolutely hilarious. And, this was just truly an honor to have him on the show, and I wish you nothing but continued success and blessings, my brother, with everything that you're doing. And, thank you for being a part of the show. Make sure you guys are following him on social media. And shout out to my brother, Jimmy Nelson, on the camera. Make sure you guys subscribe to that YouTube channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. All right. Well, this was definitely another one for the books. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Until next time, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay healthy, and just give me 5, y'all. Everything you